how many of you, and I think they've all got up here and talked before, but how many of you were members of this club in the fall of 1970? Raise your hand. Okay, these are the people that have just been up here speaking. Well, I want you to know I was not, because this club had a rule at that time that you had to live here for 6 months before they'd induct you. And Dr. William Stallard, who was the founding president of South Florida Community College, had hired me to come down here and help out a little bit with the vocational education. And I hadn't been here more than a week when he said, now listen, I'm going to take you to Rotary tomorrow, and I want you to understand it's going to be 6 months before you'll be proposed. But you are going to be proposed, and don't let any of those Kiwanians talk to you, because they'll try to recruit you. And so consequently, I didn't become a member until 1971 in the fall, and Dr. Stallard was president. Ladies, there was no ladies in the club. The only person there that I remember was piano player and Miss Griffin. Now, Miss Griffin's favorite menu, and we usually had it about once a week, was a turkey leg. And just about everybody who was a member at that time got tired of her turkey legs. And I think they made a committee of Charlie Collins to go talk to her, and she said that that was the best food that she served, that she thought that everybody ought to enjoy that turkey leg. Later on, a couple years later, I was fortunate enough, or perhaps we'll have to rethink that, but to be elected to the presidency. Sadly, one of our members who was supposed to be elected to the presidency that year, Ernie Wright, I believe was his name, owned a little trailer park out on 17, and he was mowing the yard and passed away. Well, again, Dr. Stallard came to me and sat down in my office and said, Don, I've got something to tell you. And I said, what's that? He said, well, the nominating committee needs a president for next year, and you're it, basically. And I said, whoa, wait a minute, I've only been in there for a couple of years. He says, I know, but we got to have a president, and they talked about it, and they thought you were a good man and a good speaker, whatever thing they wanted to add to it, but I ended up being president. And just so happened that that was the year of our 50th anniversary. And so that was a real nice thing. We had a combination meeting with the Sebring Club out at the old Pinecrest Hotel that was recently torn down. But at that time, it was a beautiful place to have a function. And they had a real good cook from the country club at that time. And so we had a wonderful time celebrating both ours and Sebring's 50th anniversary. But we were ahead of them one day, because they got to Avon Park before they got to Sebring on the train when they came down to initiate both clubs. And so Avon Park actually is the senior club in Highlands County. That year also, Bill Stewart of Bartow was elected as the district governor, and I got to go to his conference that he had over in Bartow, and instead of meeting in one place for the big banquet, they split up and went to different homes. And Becky and I got to go to Stephen Grimes' home and for the evening, and he later on became a justice in the Supreme Court of the state of Florida. Is my 4 minutes up? I thought so. Well, thank you very much. That's a little history of Florida.